Most men drift through life asleep, chained by comfort, distracted by noise, ruled by emotions they never dared to master. But not you, not if you wake up now. The path of the few, the path of the disciplined, begins with a decision. To stop delaying, to stop wasting time, to stop letting the body rule the mind. In this world, silence is power, discomfort is your ally, and every moment wasted is a part of your soul lost forever. The wise don't wait for the right time. They move with urgency, speak with purpose, and suffer gladly, because they know mastery is earned, not given. This is not just motivation. It's a call to war within yourself. You either train your life like a king commands his kingdom, or you fall like all the others who never knew the weight of wasted time. Choose now. The clock won't wait, and neither will greatness. Begin each day with clarity, not noise. The soul must prepare for the trials ahead before the world begins to speak. A man who wakes and immediately runs to distraction is like a soldier rising from sleep only to discard his shield. You must treat the first moments of the day as sacred, for they are when your mind is most vulnerable and also when it is most powerful. If you direct it rightly, the world will soon shout its demands. There will be noise, urgency, messages, temptations, problems. All of that is waiting for you, but the soul must not meet the day unguarded. If the first thing you offer your mind is chaos, then chaos will rule your actions. But if the first thing you offer it is silence, direction, and strength, then that is what will guide your steps. You must not let the outside world enter before you have stood face to face with your own mind. This is not indulgence. This is order. You must ask yourself, before anything else, what kind of man you will be today. Will you be ruled by impulse or guided by principle? Will you seek approval or truth? Will you be soft in comfort or hard in discipline? The man who does not ask these questions is already losing the day before it begins. The man who does ask them may still fall, but he will fall knowing which direction he was walking, and he will rise with that direction still in sight. There are two kinds of waking, the body's waking and the soul's. Most men rise with tired eyes and a racing heart. They reach for distraction before they even feel the weight of their breath. Their bodies move, but their minds do not. They eat, they scroll, they react, but they have not taken even one moment to claim the day as their own. They are already behind, already lost. Their day belongs to the world, not to them. But you are not like most men. You must wake with intention. When your eyes open, your mind must open too. Begin with stillness. Sit in silence, even if only for a few moments. Breathe. Listen to your breath. Let it remind you that you are here, that this day has been given to you once, and never again. Do not take it for granted. There are men who will not live to see this day. There are men who saw it yesterday and lost it in anger, in laziness, in bitterness. You must not join them. Set your mind like a stone. Let it anchor your thoughts before the noise of the world arrives. Feed your soul with reason. Read a passage of truth. Repeat a line that steadies your heart. Ask yourself what matters most, and let the trivial fall away. Do not start your day in weakness. Do not let your first action be one of consumption. Begin in command. Begin in ownership. A man who cannot rule his first hour will not rule the rest. This habit, this discipline of greeting the day with order, will make you powerful in quiet ways. You will notice over time that the same challenges arise, but they do not shake you as they once did. You will meet insult with stillness. You will meet delay with patience. You will speak less and mean more. You will no longer be pulled in every direction, because your direction will already be set. There will be days when your body resists, when sleep tempts you, when the bed feels safer than the silence. But this is the battle every man must fight, and you must win it before the sun rises. Victory is not loud. It does not always come with applause or comfort. Sometimes victory is simply saying no to weakness, yes to clarity, and rising when you do not feel like rising. No great life is built without this foundation. You may achieve wealth, you may be praised, but if you have not won the first hour of your day, those things will mean little. They will vanish in distraction. But a man who owns his mornings, he becomes hard to shake, hard to fool, hard to break. So begin each day not with noise, but with clarity. Let the soul stand firm before the world begins to speak. That is how you claim the day, not as a victim of time, but as its master. Detach from what you cannot control. Peace begins where your grasp ends. You suffer most not from what happens, but from your refusal to let it pass. You hold on too tightly. You tighten your grip around things that were never yours to keep. People, outcomes, circumstances, recognition. And what does this grasping give you, except tension in your chest and confusion in your mind? You think that if you hold tighter, things will go your way. That if you think longer, worry deeper, rehearse every possible scenario, you'll finally get peace. But the opposite is true. The more you cling, the more you suffer. There are things in this life that belong to you. Your thoughts, your choices, your discipline, your effort, your values. These are yours. These are in your domain. These are where your responsibility begins and ends. But everything else, the words of others, the opinions of the crowd, the turns of fortune, the weather, the outcomes of your work, these are not yours. They belong to the world. They move by their own rhythm, guided by forces beyond your hands. You may influence them, you may prepare for them, but you do not control them. And so, if you build your peace on their cooperation, your peace will always be weak. Look closely at what truly disturbs you. Is it the event itself, or your belief that it shouldn't have happened? You hear silence from someone you care for, and you begin to ache, not because of the silence itself, but because of your expectation that they would reply. You lose an opportunity and you rage, not because of the loss itself, but because you imagined it going another way, and so you see it is not the world that wounds you, but your resistance to it. You try to shape every wave to your liking. But the sea does not obey your hand. The world does not promise to arrange itself according to your hopes. It moves freely, and you must learn to move with it. This is not weakness. This is not surrender. This is clarity. It is the strength of a man who sees where his power ends and does not waste his energy beyond that line. There is no strength in trying to fix what was never yours to control. That is not courage. That is madness. The wise man does not spend his days trying to catch the wind. He spends them building his own character, shaping his own response, mastering his own inner world. You cannot force someone to understand you. You cannot make someone stay. You cannot ensure that every plan will unfold without interruption. But you can remain steady regardless. You can hold fast to your discipline. You can act with honor even when others do not. You can let go of what you hoped for and still move forward without bitterness. That is the test, not whether the world bends to your will, but whether you can remain noble when it does not. The grip you maintain on things beyond your control is the very thing suffocating your spirit. You must open your hands, let the river flow, let the leaves fall, let people go if they must. You were not made to tether every outcome to your heart. You were made to endure, to persevere, to stay rooted in what is good. regardless of how the winds shift around you. And once you learn this, once you live this, you will find a strange and lasting peace, a peace not dependent on outcomes, a peace not shattered by rejection, a peace not built on everything going your way, but on knowing you will be fine even when it doesn't. Do not mistake detachment for indifference. You are still to care, you are still to love, but you must love without control, you must care without ownership, you must give without clinging. To love rightly is to release, knowing that whatever stays, stays freely, and whatever leaves was never truly yours. Your joy cannot be chained to what the world gives and takes. That kind of joy is fragile. But the joy that comes from self-command, that endures. Ask yourself, every time your heart begins to tighten, is this within my control? If it is, act. Act with strength, with courage, with full presence. But if it is not, step back, let go, surrender your grasp. Do not fight the tide with your bare hands. Learn to breathe underwater instead. This is not resignation. It is wisdom. It is power in its most grounded form. You will not master this in a day. There will be moments when you forget, moments when your chest knots again, when your thoughts spiral, when you reach once more for something that won't reach back. But each time, come back, breathe, remind yourself, peace begins where your grasp ends. Let the world turn as it must. Your task is only this, master yourself. Silence is strength. Speak only what uplifts. Let your words weigh more than your silence. A man who cannot remain silent is a man who has not yet mastered his own mind. The tongue is a fire, it burns quickly, spreads far, and cannot be pulled back once it escapes. You must not speak merely to fill the air. Noise is not wisdom. Many speak often because they fear the stillness of their own thoughts. But silence does not shame the wise. It strengthens him, it sharpens him. It allows him to see, to judge, to act with precision rather than impulse. The undisciplined man is loud. He speaks to be heard, not to be understood. He speaks to defend himself, not to learn. He interrupts. He reacts. He throws words like stones, hoping to silence the world around him. But the man who has cultivated strength within has no need to speak unless his words build something higher than his silence. And if they do not, he remains still. You must understand that silence is not weakness. It is not fear. It is control. It is a shield, and it is a test. When others speak in anger, remain still. When they provoke you, observe. Let them think what they will. You are not required to respond to every misunderstanding, every insult, every misjudgment. Not every challenge is worthy of your voice. Your time and your words are sacred. Spend them as such. Ask yourself, does this need to be said? Does it bring clarity or confusion, healing or harm, discipline or chaos? You are not here to win every argument. You are here to live with purpose. And your purpose is not served by throwing words into the wind. You speak when it is needed. You speak when it uplifts, when it corrects with dignity, when it defends without cruelty. That is the voice of a man who has conquered himself. Even in counsel, be deliberate. Even in praise, be thoughtful. Words lose their value when they are spoken carelessly. A man who always speaks is quickly ignored. But when the silent man finally speaks, every word lands with weight. People listen not because he demands it, but because he has earned it through restraint. Silence teaches patience. It teaches humility. It allows you to see clearly before you act, and to act with clarity when the moment comes. The world is filled with noise. Men bark opinions without thought, shout over one another, rush to speak first instead of best. But you must not be one of them. Let your silence speak for your strength. Let your discipline be heard in what you choose not to say. In times of conflict, hold your words. In times of temptation, guard your tongue. Say less, but mean more. Speak rarely, but speak rightly. There will be times when you feel the pull to answer quickly, to defend your pride, to correct someone's error, to fill the space because silence feels uncomfortable. Resist that pull. In your pause, you gain the upper hand. In your stillness, you remain grounded. A single word spoken at the right moment after careful thought is more powerful than 1,000 thrown in haste. And when you do speak, speak from strength. Let your voice calm, not inflame. Let your tone carry peace, not vanity. You are not here to win applause. You are here to speak truth. Let your words be a bridge, not a weapon. Let them be rare enough to be remembered, clear enough to be understood, and honest enough to be trusted. Silence also teaches you to listen, to truly hear, not just wait to reply. Most men hear with the intent to speak again, but the wise man listens with the intent to understand, and in that understanding he finds exactly what to say, or he finds that nothing needs to be said at all. This is strength, this is clarity, this is freedom from the chains of ego. Control your tongue, and you will control your life. Master your speech, and you will master your presence. You do not need to explain yourself to those who are determined to misunderstand you. You do not need to correct every lie, respond to every fool, or entertain every noise. Let your life, your conduct, your silence be your response. Your words should cost you something. They should come from depth, not surface. They should rise like a tide, not crash like a storm. When you open your mouth, let others feel the ground steady beneath them, not shake. Let your words weigh more than your silence. Train the body like a servant, the mind like a king. Endure discomfort gladly, for it breeds mastery. A man must rule himself before he can rule anything else. And that rule begins with the body. The body is not the master, it is the tool. It is the servant that must be trained, tested, disciplined, not pampered. You do not ask it for permission, you command it. You rise when it is tired, you move when it complains, you act when it resists. That is the beginning of strength. Too many men let their bodies speak louder than their principles. They feel hunger, so they eat. They feel tired, so they rest. They feel discomfort, so they stop. They mistake ease for peace. But comfort is not peace. Comfort is a fog. It makes you slow, soft, forgetful. A man who worships comfort will never know power. His desires will own him. His cravings will lead him. His body, like a spoiled servant, will betray him the moment difficulty arrives. You must train your body until it listens, until it obeys, until it moves not by desire, but by discipline. This is not cruelty, it is respect. You are shaping a vessel strong enough to carry your purpose. A soft body cannot carry a sharp mind. They must rise together, shaped by effort, carved by sacrifice. If you feed your body only pleasure, it will become heavy and slow. If you feed it discipline, it will become sharp and ready. The man who trains his body without mercy becomes a man who does not flinch at life. But remember, the body is only a tool, it is not the throne. The throne belongs to the mind. You train the body, but you crown the mind. The body carries your will, the mind creates it. The mind must lead. It must observe pain without retreat. It must endure hardship without complaint. It must hold vision even in darkness. The man whose mind has not been trained will fall the moment life turns against him. He will break under pressure. He will collapse into fear, into impulse, into doubt. He will become a servant to his emotion rather than a ruler over it. And so the mind must be trained just as the body, but with even more precision. You must feed it truth. You must test it with silence. You must confront it with challenge. Do not let your thoughts roam freely like animals. They must be directed, guided, disciplined. You must examine them, strip them of lies, burn away the weak. A king does not entertain every whisper. He does not follow every suggestion. He listens, but he decides. That is what your mind must become, a throne of reason, not a nest of emotion. Discomfort is your ally in this training. Welcome it, seek it. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is the proving ground, the gymnasium of the soul. When you endure what is unpleasant, you discover what is unshakable. Every cold morning you rise against the will of the body. You carve discipline. Every fast you endure, every repetition past the pain, every moment you sit in stillness while the mind screams to escape. You are becoming a master. A man shaped by discomfort will not be broken by life. He will move through difficulty like iron through fire, changed but never destroyed. The moment you learn to endure discomfort gladly, you become dangerous, because most men will run from pain, most will yield to comfort. Most will choose softness when they should choose strength, but you will not. You will rise, you will act, you will move forward even when there is no comfort waiting for you on the other side. And that kind of man, he is rare. He is feared, he is followed, because he cannot be swayed by the things that sway most people. He does not fold when things become hard. He becomes sharper, more focused, more clear. Do not expect your body to love discipline. Expect it to resist, that is its nature, but you must not give it what it wants. You give it what it needs, and what it needs is challenge. What it needs is control. What it needs is a master. The world will not wait for you to feel ready. It will not care how you feel. It will demand action, responsibility, resilience. And if you have not trained the body to serve and the mind to rule, you will be found unprepared. You will shrink when you should stand. You will hesitate when you should strike. And regret will be your teacher. So let the body be the servant, strong, sharp, obedient. Let the mind be the king, wise, calm, unwavering. Endure discomfort not with bitterness, but with gratitude. Because each moment you suffer without surrender, you grow more capable of living a life no man can take from you. Do not delay virtue for comfort. Every hour you postpone discipline, you welcome regret. The path of strength is never convenient. It rarely feels good in the moment, and it never asks for your permission. It appears when you least want it. It demands your attention when you are tired, when you are busy, when you are distracted. And in those moments, the temptation to delay to say not today, not right now, maybe tomorrow, feels small, but that delay carries a cost. What you push away now does not disappear. It waits, it grows. And one day it returns, not as a small task to be done, but as regret that cannot be undone. The man who tells himself he will become disciplined later never does, because discipline, like courage, must be exercised in the now. There is no perfect hour to begin. There is only the choice, this breath, this moment, this day. The habit of delay is not innocent. It is poison dressed in softness. It tells you that comfort is harmless, that rest is deserved, that you can choose ease now and strength later. But strength does not grow in comfort. It grows in motion, in action, in the choice to do what must be done, even when everything inside you wants to delay. Look at your life honestly. Where have you traded discipline for ease? Where have you said tomorrow, and tomorrow never came? These are not small things. Each postponed effort is a small betrayal of your own potential. And those betrayals gather. They build upon each other. You may not see the weight of one, but carry enough of them, and soon your back begins to bend. Your spirit begins to shrink, and you begin to wonder why you no longer trust yourself. The man who delays virtue begins to lie to himself. He tells himself that he is still the man he wants to be, just not yet. But who you are is not found in your intention. It is found in your habits, in your hours, in what you do when no one is watching. Every act of procrastination is a message you send to your soul. My comfort is more important than my character. And slowly, that message becomes your identity. You must be ruthless with delay. You must see it for what it is, not rest, not mercy, but weakness whispering in your ear. And you must cut it off before it grows roots. Do what is hard when it is hard. Do what is right when it is inconvenient, because those moments are the fire that forges a man. There is no discipline without resistance. There is no growth without cost. And if you avoid the cost today, you will pay it tomorrow, with interest. Regret is heavier than any discipline. The pain of discipline is sharp, but clean it strengthens. But the pain of regret is dull, endless, corrosive. It haunts. It follows you through the years, reminding you of what could have been if only you had moved sooner. And that ache cannot be silenced with comfort. You cannot go back and reclaim the hours you gave away. All you can do is stop giving more. There will always be an excuse to delay. There will always be a reason to wait. But if you let your feelings choose your actions, you will never be free. Freedom is not doing what you want. It is doing what is needed, even when it hurts, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one sees you. The man who builds his life on virtue over comfort becomes unshakable, because he has trained himself to act from purpose, not from preference. Time is not promised to you. Each moment you waste cannot be regained. You think you have years to become who you're meant to be, but you don't. Life moves fast, and if you do not take control of it now, it will pass you by. You do not know how many mornings you have left. You do not know how many more chances you will get, so don't wait for the perfect time to act. There is no perfect time. There is only now. Begin where you are. Act without ceremony. Strip away the stories you've told yourself about why you can't, why it's too late, why it doesn't matter. It matters. You matter, and the only way to prove that, to yourself, to the world, is to move, now, today, in this hour. Discipline is not something you find. It is something you choose, over and over, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard, and in that choice, made daily, you become the man who no longer needs to chase motivation, because he has become the fire himself. Remember that time is a loan, not a promise. Each moment wasted is a part of you gone forever. You were never promised tomorrow, not one breath, not one sunrise, not one more chance to become who you were meant to be. You were given time as a loan, not as ownership. And like any loan, it comes with a cost, and one day it will be called back. You do not get to choose when, you only get to choose how you use what is in your hands now. Every second that passes is yours, until it isn't. And once it is gone, it will not return. Most men live as if they will live forever. They move through their days with the luxury of delay, wasting hours as if they were infinite. They speak of their dreams in the language of someday. They speak of discipline in the language of soon. But time is not patient. It does not wait for your courage. It does not wait for your clarity. It keeps moving, quietly, steadily, stealing your days while you convince yourself there's no rush. But you must understand, to waste time is not to lose something outside yourself. It is to lose yourself. Every hour you spend on distractions, every day you live without purpose, every night wasted in apathy, that is a piece of your life that dies, a part of you you will never meet, a strength you will never develop, a love you will never feel, a lesson you will never learn. And while you can lie to yourself, you cannot lie to time. It sees what you do with every breath, and it will not return what you throw away. Think for a moment, if you knew your final day was near, how differently would you move? Would you delay your greatness? Would you waste energy on small arguments, on empty pleasures, on meaningless noise? Or would you live with urgency, with clarity? Would you finally become who you were too afraid to be? That urgency, that fire, you must carry it now, while you still have hours left to use. Do not let the illusion of time lull you into sleep. The truth is, you are dying, slowly but surely. From the moment you drew your first breath, the clock began counting down. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to awaken you. You must stop treating your time as if it belongs to you in unlimited supply. It doesn't, and one day when your last hour comes, you will be forced to look back. Make sure you have something to look back on with pride, not regret. The men who build legacies are not the men who had the most time. They are the men who respected it the most. They gave weight to every moment. They made use of their mornings. They spoke less and did more. They woke early and lived wide awake. They did not waste their youth waiting for a perfect season to begin. They understood that this moment is the season. This moment is the battlefield, and how you show up now determines what kind of life you leave behind. Every minute carries a decision. Will you use it to build or to bury? Will you feed your soul or starve it? Time is silent, but it is not kind. It is fair. It gives you what you earn. And if you treat it carelessly, it will treat you the same. That is why you must wake up each day with purpose, whether the world sees you or not, whether you feel strong or not. Because each day time asks you, who are you becoming? You may not control the length of your life, but you can control its depth. You can choose to live deliberately, to rise early, to move when you're tired, to speak truth when it's easier to stay quiet, to choose growth when comfort calls. These small moments, repeated, honored, guarded, they shape the man you become, and that man will face his final hour not with fear, but with peace. So guard your time, guard it as you would guard your breath, because that is exactly what it is, a breath borrowed from eternity, fading with each passing second. You do not get to keep it, you only get to use it. And the man who uses it well never fears the end, because he knows he did not waste what was never promised. When you leave here today, take more than words with you. Take the weight of your time, the sharpness of your silence, the strength of your discipline. The world will try to pull you back into comfort, into delay, into noise, but you are not like the rest. You've seen what most refuse to see. That time is a loan, not a promise. That comfort weakens. That silence sharpens. That discipline frees. You've heard the call to master your body like a servant and your mind like a king, to endure discomfort not with complaint, but with quiet pride, to speak less and live more. So walk forward with urgency, with focus, with fire. Every wasted hour is a life unlived. But every hard choice, every small act of virtue, shapes a man no regret can touch. Choose to be him, starting now. Until next time, stand firm, move with purpose, and never forget who you're becoming. Ask ChatGPT.